In today's video, we are going to cover what was Robert saying in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Let's start from chapter 1. Okay. What was Robert saying? Now it's time to reflect. Ask yourself, what is Robert saying in this quote? And why does he say that? In this section, you do not need to agree or disagree with Robert. The goal is to understand what is Robert saying. Remember, this curriculum is designed to be cooperative and supportive. Two minds are better than one. If you do not understand what Robert is saying, do not shy away from it. Ask for help in understanding. Take the time, discuss each quote until you understand it. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. Life pushes all of us around. Some people give up and others fight. A few learn the lesson and move on. They welcome life pushing them around. Stop blaming me, thinking I am the problem. If you think I am the problem, then you have to change me. If you realize that you are the problem, then you can change yourself, learn something, and grow wiser. When it comes to money, most people want to play it safe and feel secure. So, passion does not direct them, fear does. Most people, given more money, only get into more debt. It's the fear that keeps most people working at a job. The fear of not paying their bills, the fear of being fired, the fear of not having enough money, the fear of starting over. That's the price of studying to learn a profession or trade. And then working for money. Most people become a slave to money and then get angry at their boss. Most people do not know that it's their emotion that are doing the thinking. A job is really a short term solution to a long term problem. It's just like the picture of a donkey dragging a cart with its owner dangling a carrot just in front of its nose. The donkey's owner may be going where he wants to, but the donkey is chasing an illusion. Tomorrow there will only be another carrot for the donkey. Chapter 2. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Intelligence solves problem and produces money. Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. If you are going to build the Empire State Building, the first thing you need to do is dig a deep hole and pour a strong foundation. If you are going to build a home in the suburbs, all you need to do is pour a 6-inch slab of concrete. Most people in their drive to get rich are trying to build an empire state building on a 6-inch slab. Rich people acquire assets. Poor and the middle class acquire liabilities that they think are assets. If your pattern is to spend everything you get, most likely an increase in cash will just result in an increase in spending. In 80% of most families, the financial story paints a picture of hard work to get ahead. However, buying liabilities, however, this effort is for naught because they spent their lives buying liabilities instead of assets. To become financially secure, a person needs to mind their own business. The rich focus on their asset column while everyone else focus on their income statement. Financial struggle is often directly the result of people working all their lives for someone else. Many people will simply have nothing at the end of their working days to show for their efforts. One of the main reasons net worth is not accurate is simply because the moment you begin selling your assets, you are taxed for any gains. Once a dollar goes into it, never let it come out. Think of its way. Once a dollar goes into your asset column, it becomes your employee. The best thing about money is that it works 24 hours a day and can work for generations. An important distinction is that rich people buy luxuries last, while the poor and middle class tend to buy luxuries first. Poor and middle class buy luxuries with their own sweat, blood, and children's inheritance. My rich dad just played the game smart and he did it through corporations, the biggest secret of the rich. The reality is that the rich are not taxed. It's the middle class who pays for the poor, especially the educated upper middle class. Every time people try to punish the rich don't simply copy, they react. They have the money, power, and intent to change things. They don't just sit there and voluntarily pay more taxes. If you work for money, you give the power to your employer. If money works for you, you keep the power and control it. A person who understands the tax advantages and protections provided by a corporation can get rich so much faster than someone who is an employee or a small business sole proprietor. It's like the difference between someone walking and someone flying. Employees earn and get taxed and they try to live on what is left. A corporation earns, spends everything it can, and is taxed on anything that is left. It's one of the biggest legal tax loopholes that the rich use. Chapter 5. Often in the real world, it's not the smart who get ahead but the bold. As a teacher, I recognized that it was excessive fear and self doubt that were the greatest detractors of personal genius. It broke my heart to see students know the answer, yet lack the courage to act on the answer. Old ideas are some people's biggest liabilities. It's a liability simply because they fail to realize that while that idea or way of doing something was an asset yesterday, yesterday is gone. Rich people are often creative and take calculated risk. Why would you want to increase your financial intelligence? Because you want to be the kind of person who creates your own luck. The single most powerful asset we all have is our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth seemingly instantaneously. An untrained mind can also create extreme poverty that can crush a family for generations. If the opportunity is too complex and I do not understand the investment, I don't do it. Simple math and common sense are all you need to do well financially. The problem with secure investment is that they are often sanitized, that is made so safe that the gains are less. It is not gambling if you know what you are doing. It's gambling if you are just throwing money into a deal and praying. Great opportunities are not seen with your eyes, they are seen with your mind. It's what you know that is your greatest wealth. It is what you do not know is your greatest risk. Job security meant everything to my rich, educated dad. Learning meant everything to my rich dad. I am constantly shocked at how little talented people earn. There is an old cliche that goes job is an acronym for just broke, just over broke. Unfortunately, that applies to millions of people. I recommend to young people to seek work for what they will learn more than what they will earn. Life is much like going to the gym. The most painful part is deciding to go. Once you get past that, it's easy. The world is filled with talented poor people. All too often, they are poor or struggle financially or earn less than they are capable of. Not because of what they know, but because of what they do not know. Being technically specialized has its strength as well as its weakness. Giving money is the secret to most great wealthy families. The primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they manage fear. I have never met a golfer who has never lost a golf ball. I have never met people who have fallen in love who have never had their heart broken. And I have never met someone rich who has never lost money. For most people, the reason they don't win financially is because the pain of losing money is far greater than the joy of being rich. Rich Dad knew the failure would only make him stronger and smarter. It's not that he wanted to lose. He just knew who he was and how he would take a loss. He would take a loss and make it a win. Texans don't bury their failures, they get inspired by them. They take their failures and turn them into rallying crises. We all get a little chicken when fear and doubt cloud our thoughts. Getting out of the rat race is technically easy. It doesn't take much education, but those doubts are cripplers for most people. I can't afford it causes sadness, helplessness that leads to despondency and often depression. How can I afford it opens up possibilities, excitement, and dreams. If I pay myself first, I get financially stronger, both mentally and physically. There are many people in the world of money, finances, and investments who have absolutely no idea what they are talking about. There is gold everywhere. Most people are not trained to see it. Without a strong reason or purpose, anything in life is hard. Financially, with every dollar we get in our hands, we hold the power to choose our future, to be rich, poor, or middle class. 90% of the population buys TV set and only about 10% buy business books. Each of us know people who are highly educated or believe they are smart, but their balance sheet paints a different picture. I have noticed that my friends with money talk about money. They don't do it to brag. They are interested in the subject, so I learn from them and they learn from me. If you are tired of what you are doing or you are not making enough, it's simply a case of changing the formula via which you make money. People who lack internal fortitude often become victims of those who have self discipline. I have lost money on many occasions, but I only play with money I can afford to lose. The easy road often becomes hard, and the hard road often becomes easy. Okay, we have completed what was Robert saying in this video. In next video, we are going to ask you some questions which are asked in this book, or simply tell you the questions you have to answer. Uh, you have to answer to yourself, and thanks for watching this video. Stay with us like that. Thank you. Bye bye.